Last question I'll ask here is Pope Leo the Great. You have articles on Pope Leo, and you argue that he believed that his tome settles the matter at 451 Chalcedon. Ubi argues back and says the reason why he believes the matter was settled is because the Eastern bishops had read the tome prior to the council, and with that understanding, he believes it to be settled, not because he believes he wrote something that Peter wrote.
Yeah. Yeah. Before I get there, I just want to say I think I missed the whole thing about Dioscorus. Just so the listeners are aware, when Dioscorus condemned certain prelates at Ephesus in 449, that was in the context of an ecumenical council. It was duly called and summoned by the emperor, which at the time everyone recognized as required for an ecumenical council. And you had the papal legates there, you had the patriarchs there. So anything done in that ecclesiastical space would have been interpreted, especially in Egypt, as an ecumenical move. But anyway, to your question on Leo, yeah, I, I, I've been misunderstood in my first article. My first article was entitled "Was the Tome of Leo critically examined at the Council of Chalcedon?" So that was my aim. Now, my personal opinion is that the Tome of Leo, at a certain point, became ex cathedra. When it was originally produced, it was a letter to Flavian, right? But when Leo realized that this thing was getting, it was ratcheting up to being a big dispute, he then sent letters uh, basically saying, hey, that letter that I sent Flavian, yeah, that's becoming the gold standard right now. And it settles the matter. Richard Price, Father Richard Price, in his acts on the Chalcedon, he agrees with me 100% that in Leo's mind, the case was settled with Pope Leo's tome. Okay. And if it was just left up to Leo at a certain point, he would have just collected signatures for his tome and it would have been Sweet Home Alabama. But um, what you have happening is you have the the tome as an ex cathedra document, which I personally believe one can defend that view. I also believe that it's up for debate within the Catholic Church. In fact, um, all the way up to Charles Hefele, the great historian at Vatican I, he did not think it was an ex cathedra document. But um, the Council of Chalcedon did not critically examine the Tome of Leo. Most of the bishops had already agreed with the tome before the council even began. Um, so even if they agreed with the tome because they thought it was orthodox and not because of who Leo was, that would still make my article pertinent, which is, did the Council of Chalcedon critically examine the tome? The answer to that question is mostly no, because most of the bishops already agreed with it. There was a small minority who were, had problems with it, and the council, for the most part, wanted these men to just finally get it. They just wanted it to click. Um, in the fourth session, you have some Orthodox critics that will point to the fourth session of Chalcedon, where you have all the bishops saying, I sign with my signature that the Tome of Leo is in harmony with the Creed of Nicaea, with the writings of Cyril, and with the holy, the holy faith at Constantinople I. But it should be recognized that the bishops didn't do that voluntarily. None of the bishops volunteered for that. The imperial commission at the council required the bishops to get up and acclaim whether Leo's tome was harmonious with Nicaea and Cyril. So it would kind of be like if you were at court and somebody gave you a pre-written statement where I, such and such, believe XYZ, and everybody has to come up one by one to say it. That's what basically happened there at the council. So a lot of people are reading into that something that wasn't there. That they're all of a sudden realizing that Leo's tome, it has to be judged by the standard of Nicaea and Cyril. But even if that was the case, that's really no problem, because in Catholic theology, Nicaea and the Cyrillian Christology, that was dogmatic in Rome. So there really is no issue there either.